Good morning on this very bright, sunny morning. A few birds singing in the fields, and I could have probably have chosen a place with a little less sun, but it is what it is. Yesterday I got my PSA back, and I said it was ambivalent, and I suppose it was, but it was also very negative. I was not particularly happy. But now I've had a day to think about it, and I've had a bit of response on my own reflection on the result yesterday, and today I wake up a lot more optimistic. I did kind of conclude that yesterday too, but it's not really sinking in until today that uh, to manage to make a status quo with the fuel for the cancer actually increasing 55% is actually quite impressive, meaning that all doubt about whether the protocols are working or not are gone, really. Um, it is impressive. Uh, I just have to make a few adjustments, and I think I mentioned it already, but milk thistle is something that I've ordered already, which is in order to facilitate liver health. But before I start take that, and it'll take a while before it arrives anyway, I'm actually contemplating making a little experiment because I went to the doctor yesterday because I had these two numbers, liver numbers that were not okay, and I had no idea whether they were very bad or they were just a little bit bad, and I didn't know whether it was in a conjunction with the rest of it. Actually didn't matter or anything. It's not that went off from the doctor with any answer I could use for something. But I did ask him for natural ways to mitigate a high testosterone levels, and he said castration or ADT. And it annoys me that you can sit with a doctor and he just have that answer. And I said, you're wrong. There are other ways to do it. He said, no, there's only those two ways to do it. And he was very adamant. And when I asked him about my liver numbers, if there was a natural way I could reduce that one there, and I didn't kind of get an answer because I think he got blown a little bit away by the fact that I was sitting here 10 months after my initial PSA result of 124 and still not having had any treatment. He kind of freaked out. I was not supposed to do like that. I was supposed to follow protocol, and the standard of care is that I did ADT because there was a spread. I explained it to him the reason why, and I think he actually came to his senses at the end of the conversation that he understood why I'm doing this and I'm not doing it like a headless chicken. But he did mention that in order to lower my the two numbers in my liver, one way to do that is by drinking enough water. And it brings me to another question because I have periods of time where I am hydrating very, very poorly. And that has been the case lately, actually. And if you're measuring the PSA by a certain number of presence, by a certain volume of blood, and you're dehydrated, I wonder if that could have a negative impact on your PSA level. So that is in conjunction with my two numbers that are in high of my liver, inspiring me to make a little experiment. And that experiment is to, now it's Saturday, do Saturday and Sunday with full focus on hydrating, and then Monday morning to have a test again, and this time for the liver and the PSA, just to see if I, over the course of just 4 days, by hydrating, can have any significant change to it. Because I suspect that there will be a change, an interesting change. But we can make that as an experiment. And people they say, "Oh, got to stay hydrated, this and that." But how much does it actually impact the result is quite interesting. I think it is. So milk thistle, and I'll be reducing my fenbendazole protocol to 888. Let's see if we get in the shadow here. 888 milligrams a day, which is just half the dose that I'm doing right now. As I understand it, back in the days when Joe Tippins he did the fenbendazole protocol for small lung cancer, it was 221 milligram a day or something like that, 222 a day. So the doses has increased a lot as a protocol. adding the fact that I don't think that one needs to go all in on all protocols. If you're doing something that works well for you, I think that it is okay to do 100% on, say, one or two protocols, and then do whatever fits into the program with the rest of the protocol. Now, I have no doubt that my liver is reacting the way it is because of my fenbendazole protocol. That's why that's the one I'm cutting down on. I'm not cutting down on my RSO. I'm very, very sure that that is also a very productive one. Soy milk, I've been suggested to drink soy milk because that has something to do with estrogen, and it will lower my testosterone levels naturally. Nuts will lower my natural level of testosterone as well. And that is to get back to a question that I have somebody who's a little bit puzzled about. Why do I want to compromise my health when I'm in such an iron health? I don't really want to compromise, because if I wanted to compromise it, I'll just go for ADT. But the thing is, if you have a scale going from 1.93 up to 7.4 as being the normal range for testosterone for men, and I've got 7.57, then I'm above the scale. And I don't see any reason why I should work hard to create a super health if it is detrimental to my cancer progression. And I don't know if it is. I don't know if the power of what I'm doing is so much greater than the doses of testosterone that I'm adding to the parcel. I actually kind of know it because I've had a lower PSA than last time, despite having a 55% higher testosterone level. So I know it is better. But if I could lower it to, say, 4, which is then smack in the middle of the range, which is super duper healthy and perfect, I would have reduced it by almost 50%, and I would be feeding the cancer less, continuing with my efficient protocols, and that's basically just going to be a success story. I can't see how it shouldn't be, and that's part of the reason why I'm back in my good mood. I can actually lean back for the first time ever in this little adventure here. I can actually lean back a little bit and say, okay, continue what I'm doing, and it is actually working. Just a little less focus on things that creates testosterone, and a little added that might compromise my testosterone level just a little bit, just to tweak it down. I don't want to go ADT. People say, oh, if you want to do that, do castration or do medical castration. I don't want that. I just want to lower my PSA. I don't want to and lower my testosterone level. I do not want to go total ADT on it. So yeah, that's the day after the PSA little update here, and got some research to do. I need to see a little bit more about the health benefit of a high testosterone. Obviously, it has a super impact, obviously, because you can see how it works if you do ADT and takes it all away. Which is also bringing me to the last little comment here. The reason why I'm really fighting against not doing the ADT, and then specifically now, is because if I am doing I'm on top of what's regular level for testosterone, then to cutting that to 0 will hurt me a lot, And I've heard a lot of people with levels lower than mine that has been hit so hard that did 1 or 2 months of hormone treatment, and then eventually they have to give up on it. And I just don't want to feed my cancer some information as to how to make testosterone fake before I actually want to go for it, if that's going to be the case. So I want to postpone that ADT treatment as long as I can. Milk thistle has been ordered, and the research is in the pipeline. Until next time, stay healthy.